Hey crafters! Well, the weather is still pretty warm in my area, but I hear that fall is coming. There are leaves falling above me as we speak. Fall is coming. And then the nights are getting a little cooler, the days are a little cooler. The trees are starting to turn a little bit, and I'm definitely seeing pumpkins in people's gardens that look very orange and pumpkin-y. So I just bought my first pumpkin spice coffee creamer and I'm embracing the fallness. As part of that, I wanted to combine my obsession with tie-dye with fall, because I was thinking, we think of summer and tie-dye as just synonymous. They go together because you wear tie-dye to the beach and it's so fun and summery. Why couldn't we do some tie-dye for fall? Maybe some darker colors, obviously do garments that are designed for cooler weather, maybe not so bright and crazy, but still really fun. And it could be a interesting way to kind of brighten some fall colors up a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. So I've gotten some garments together and I'm going to try out a couple different methods of tie-dyeing and see what we come up with for some fall tie-dye fashion. Hurrah! Let me leave you here with some leaves. Leaf footage, soon to be turning colors. So beautiful. Well, you guys may remember this dress from my first experience using a tie-dye kit. I used a really dark gray dress, and so the lighter tie-dye kit colors didn't show up, but what did show up was that purple, oh my goodness, and navy really showed up. The lighter colors in the middle, not so much. So I said, hey, this one's going to be a work in progress. I want to dye it again. Well, now I have some more purple dye. So maybe I could add another stripe or two of purple on the skirt. I'm not sure if I have enough dye to also add some to the bodice, but let's try it out. Okay, well, here is the skirt of the dress. You can see I've added some rubber bands. So here's the top, just going on down. I've added rubber bands so that I can tell, hey, darker part of the skirt is down here. It gets lighter, and I kind of want to add some purple sections, maybe here, maybe here, maybe here. There's purple up here and purple at the bottom. So let's see how much dye we've got and what happens. Okay, of course I've got my purple tulip kit dye, which I've used in the past, and I know it's really, really dark, really vibrant. Okay, I also know from the past that the dye wants to bead off the fabric. So I gotta kind of mush it in, let it soak in. I could wet my fabric if I wanted it to soak in a little bit better, but I didn't do that the first time, so I'm not going to do it this time because I want the dye patterns to be similar. There we go. Oh gosh, it's getting everywhere, man. Oh. Okay, I'm going to try to make sure it's getting into some of those folds on the inside. Keep turning it, make sure I don't have any blank spots. Okay. That's cool. Okay, it's looking pretty dark. I want to make sure I get a little more on here just to really make this stripe show up. Okay, almost there. Okay, I think it's time to move on to the next stripe. Maybe I'll do kind of do another one here. squish again. Oh, well, parts of it are darker than others, but I'm now out of dye. All right, well, I got to give this 6 to 8 hours in a plastic bag. I got to wash it, and then I'll show you what it looks like. See you in a little bit. Well, here is the dress. We finally have some really purple stripes showing through, and I have to tell you, I did go back after I stopped filming. I noticed that there was a lot of gray still left in the places that I wanted to add purple stripes. So I added a whole other bottle of purple dye to this dress to make those stripes really show up, because there were just too many gaps, too much gray. It was uneven. So more dye, darker color, makes sense. So this dress has definitely taken a lot of dye, but I think I finally got the look I was going for. I am really enjoying the dark tie-dye on the darker gray dress. I know it took a lot of dye and really dark colored dye to get that to show through, but I like it. It's kind of cool because it's got kind of, you know, the beachy tie-dye, dip dye thing, but it's also kind of darker. It's a little more subtle. Hopefully good for fall. Yeah, I don't know. I like it. I like it. I want to wear this soon, so I'll show you what it looks like. And next up, we've got this flannel shirt, which I recently thrifted. I really love the colors. I love the fit. It's a little bit fitted, but not too fitted. And I think this one's going to be really great to wear for fall. But even though I do love the pattern and the colors, I'm thinking maybe we could add a little something. I don't know. I'm almost thinking of maybe taking some dark fabric dye and maybe just dyeing the bottom and then have it kind of fade up into the top and just go back to the normal pattern. I don't know. I think it could look cool. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Well, here is our flannel shirt. You can tell I've tied it up so that just the bottom portion that I want to dye is visible, and I'm trying to protect the rest of it from dye splatters by wrapping that up into a plastic bag. I have also gotten the bottom of the garment wet so that hopefully the dye will kind of bleed into the fabric and give a little more of that watercolor effect. I'm using, let's see, another fun tie-dye kit here from Tulip, and I'm using one of their squeezy bottles of purple. I know from the past that the purple is really dark, really vibrant, so hopefully it'll be dark enough to dye over this really dark fabric. We'll find out. Okay, gotta get my gloves on. Got my work surface prepped because this is about to get messy. Oop, I get my towel and kneel on. Okay, here we go. Purple dye. Here we go. Ooh, yeah. Oh, wow. I love how when your garment is wet, it allows the dye to just bleed and sploosh all over. I really want it to be darkest at the bottom hem and then kind of gradually get a little lighter up at the top. So I'll try to make sure most of it is down here. Let's bring up a little bit. Kind of work it into some of the folds a little too. Oh yeah, this purple is really dark. That's awesome. That bottom hem to be the darkest, so let's sploosh a little more on there to make sure it's good. Whew, okay, well that's it. I'm going to put this in a plastic bag and, like the directions say, let it sit for 6 to 8 hours. I'll wash the garment, dry it, and then let you see what it looks like in the end. Well, next up for dyeing is our pink tunic. I just got this from Amazon and I was excited about it for a couple of reasons. Firstly, I like the tunic length. I'm hoping it will be really cute with leggings or yoga pants for this fall. Secondly, I don't have a whole lot of long sleeve tops, and this one is, it's not a thick sweatshirt material, it's more of a thinner, like heavy t-shirt material. It's very stretchy as well, so I'm hoping it will be nice for layering. It is super stretchy though, so I will have to be careful that I don't put something under it that is too bulky, because the lines of the undershirt may show through a bit, but tie-dyeing it might also kind of help cover up some of that if lines from undergarments or whatever show through at all. Hopefully tie-dye pattern will kind of distract from that a little bit. We'll see. I'm really excited because it does seem to be super comfy and it is a good length on me for some butt coverage. So always love that. The biggest thing though with this shirt though, the fiber content. It is rayon, which should work pretty nicely with my tulip dyes. Just a note, the garment description on Amazon says rayon. The tag on the garment itself says viscose. Apparently they're basically the same thing. So dyeing it is. I'm gonna get to doing some tying and then let's do some dyeing. Okay, so I've started tying up the sweatshirt. I think what I really want to do today is do bands of colors. So maybe do one color here to this rubber band, which is why I marked it. Another color up to this rubber band. Another color up to here. I stopped this rubber band kind of right underneath the armholes. I think I'll stop there. I want to cover the rest of the top with like a plastic bag so I don't accidentally splatter dye all over it. I think I just want the dye mostly on the bottom. I am thinking though of maybe doing something on the bottom of the sleeves as well. So maybe like the base color from here, do that on the sleeves. So I'll probably tie these guys up separately and then keep the rest of this in a bag to protect it. I'll show you what that looks like and we'll start some dyeing. Well guys, welcome to my bathtub. I usually like to do these kind of tie-dyeing projects outside if I can, but the weather's not letting me do that today. So I've got my tarp down to protect the surfaces around me. I've also got my paper towel. I'm going to be cleaning up any drips and spills right away, and if anything gets on the bathtub, I will probably bring in my favorite barkeeper's friend cleaner to help get it out, because I know that can help take out dye on surfaces. But hey, I want to be safe, not sorry. Here are the dyes we're using today. Got some of our fabulous tulips. Now I used some of these squeezy bottles for another project recently, and I still have a bunch of dye left, so I think this will be the perfect project. Only thing is, the directions say to use the dye within 72 hours of filling up the squeezy bottle with the water and shaking them up. Unfortunately for me, it's been about a week. So some of these dyes may not show up true to color. I'm guessing they may fade more than usual. They might not be as bright, which I'm okay with that. I'm excited to just try to be able to use them up a little bit. Of course, I've got my gloves, and let's find our garment. So I forgot that we had 4 dye colors, so I scooched my rubber bands a little bit. Here's the bottom of the garment. I made 4 sections. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 sections on the bottom of the garment, so I can do 1 section for each color. And then I did tie up the sleeves just a little bit. This is just the base of the sleeves. I want to just do those 1 color. And then of course the rest of the garment is in a bag so that hopefully I don't splatter dye all over it. This is going to be a little tricky doing it in my bathtub, but we're going to work with what we can do. All right, there's our garment. Got my dye. Okay, let me get my gloves on and we'll get started. just a note, guys, I actually just got the bottom half of the sweatshirt and the bottom of the sleeves wet, because I definitely love how these dyes work when the garment is wet and it allows the dyes to bleed into each other. So I'm hoping that's what's going to happen. Got my gloves on. I love how they come with the tie-dye kits from Tulip. Thank you, Tulip. Let's see what colors. I think I'm going to do kind of color spectrum-y. Maybe like red, yellow, green, and blue, like maybe blue at the bottom. I don't know. Okay, so we'll see. Let's get these guys down here. Whoop. We're on things today. Oh, and I forgot one of my important steps. I like laying out the garment on another bag so I can clean up the dye a little easier. This is definitely a small space tie-dye project today, but we're gonna try it out. Let's see if I can do this in a bathtub. Okay, I think I'm starting with the base of the sleeves. No, let's start with the base of the garment. I lied. Okay. Oh wow. Ooh, hope you can see that. Let's see. Are you seeing that? Yeah. Look how the dye on the wet is just spreading out already. That is what we're going for. All right, I love it. And try to work it into all the folds. I'm not going for a complicated tying pattern today. Just kind of doing the stripes. The rubber bands are really just to show me where to put dye for the next color. And you know, they're giving a little tying texture to the garment, giving some wrinkles, you know, for the dye to kind of work around, but nothing too complicated. Ooh, that blue. Yeah, the blues really seem to show up nicely. We'll see. I like how it's working with the pink. I was a little bit worried because I couldn't buy a white sweatshirt in this style, at least at the time I was searching. So I was hoping pink would be nice. Okay, getting a little more blue around the edges. Okay, I'm liking that. Oh, where did I put my lid? Oh, never lose your lid. Oh man, technical difficulties. Okay, let's get a little paper towel. I've got some blue dye kind of getting everywhere. I don't want it all over the rest of my garment. Okay, let's see. What are we doing next? Still green. Oop. Keeping the lid over here this time. Okay. Let's get it in here. Well, here we go, guys. I've added a little of the extra colors to mix into the bands above, like the pink. I splattered it into the yellow a little bit, and I splattered the blue into the green, and the green's kind of going into the yellow. I think I'm good. Like, I think I just need to walk away, stop dying. I'm gonna wrap this up in a plastic bag for 6 to 8 hours, wash it out, and once I've laundered the garment, I will show you what it looks like. I'm really excited to see how this guy turns out and what the dyes look like. I'll show you what I find. Well, as you guys can see with the pullover that we dyed in my bathtub, the dye faded substantially. I can't say I'm unhappy with this pastel effect that happened. It's actually looks kind of cool, especially with the pale pink shirt, but I am a little disappointed just because the colors when we were putting the dye on were super vibrant. It was going to be really bright and crazy, and we lost a lot of that color. I think the yellow is completely gone. The blue stayed pretty nicely, got a little green, and just a hint of pink. So, a little different than what I expected, but I guess that's what happens when the package says, hey, use within 72 hours, and you wait a week. So, in case you're wondering, yeah, I gotta use that dye right away. It looks like if you want the colors to be true, but I think, kind of like with so many tie-dye projects, even if something goes wrong and things turn out a little different than the way you expected, it could still be kind of cool, and I'm still going to enjoy wearing this shirt. I think it's going to be fun. I think I'm going to take this on a trip to the beach, and I'll show you what it looks like. Well, crafters, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I always have fun with tie-dyeing. I always learn new things. And hey, who's to say that tie-dye has to be just for summer? I think it's perfect for now. Wow. Or just for the rest of this week. I'm very glad I have this sweatshirt. I think I'm going to put on another layer and do a bit of hiking here. But if you found this video amusing, hit that like button to let me know, and subscribe for more fun videos coming up from Partners in Craft.